Yes, my dudes. I'm Alex, and thanks for checking out another video. Today, we're going to be breaking down 3 grooves from the Kamaal Williams album, Woo Hen. We've got Greg Paul on drums, out to Will Jones for the request for this one. If you want to hear the actual tracks, I've added them to the Drum Hub Jukebox playlist. You can find a link in the video description. You can also grab the free PDF with the notation whilst you're there. It goes without saying, mate, but all of these tracks would be heavily improvised, so I've just written out a short section from each of the tracks as something for you to jump off from. So let's smash it out, mate. Let's get started with a groove that starts at 1 minute and 16 seconds in One More Time. So what you just heard there was the basic groove with a little bit of improvisation. So let's slow it right down and work out exactly what's going on. So the groove I've written out is a 2-bar phrase with 8th notes on the hi-hat all the way through. In the first bar, we're going to play a snare drum accent on beats 2, 3 and the and of 4. Our bass drum on beat 1 and the and of beat 3. We're going to add a ghost note in on the of beat 2, and finally open our hi-hat on the and of beat 3 with our bass drum. In the second bar, we've got bass drums on the and of beat 1, beat 2, the and of beat 3 and beat 4. Our snare drum on 2 and 4 giving us a backbeat, and then we're going to open our hi-hat with our bass drum on the and of beat 1 and the and of beat 3. So use that notation as something to jump off from and make it your own, but let's crack straight on with the next groove. This one starts at 55 seconds in on a track called To Lose. Banger, mate. So let's slow it down and see if we can work out what's happening. So again, I've written out a 2-bar phrase with 8th notes on the hi-hat all the way through. In the first bar, we're going to play our bass drums on beat 1, the E of beat 1, the E of beat 2, and the and of beat 3. We're going to stick a snare drum accent on the and of beat 2 and beat 4, and make sure that we open our hi-hat at the same time. And then we just need to add in some extra ghost notes on the E and the of beat 1 and the E of beat 3, as well as a cheeky extra hi-hat on the of beat 3. To lead into the next bar, we're just going to finish off by adding in a double stroke on the last 16th note of bar 1. Bar 2 is super similar, it's almost like a simplified version, but instead of adding in that double stroke at the end of the bar, we're going to add in a buzz stroke on the and of beat 4. Then you can just take out the extra hi-hat from the of beat 3 and you're good to go. In the track, there's 4 bars of groove and then there's 3 bars of improvised cymbal work. So we're not going to break down those 3 bars right now, but when you're playing along with the music, make sure that you stick to that structure. Again, do your thing with it and see what you can come up with, but we're going to finish off this video with an absolute banger called Mr. Woo. So I ended up writing out a couple of variations for Mr. Woo because I was feeling it, man. So let's slow it right down and see what's going on. All the way through, we're going to be playing 4 on the floor on the bass drum. And in the first variation I've written out, we're going to be playing our floor tom and either an open hi-hat or a stack in unison. In the first half of the bar, we're playing 8th notes. In the second half of the bar, you could feel this as either swung 16th notes or triplets. I've written it out as triplets. In the second variation, we're going to go into a full stomping house groove, slamming down that 4 on the floor on the bass drum, an open hi-hat on every offbeat, and then we're going to add in a snare drum accent on beat 2, the of beat 2, the E of beat 3, and beat 4 of the bar. On the last 2 16th notes of bar 2, all we're going to do is play 2 notes up on the high tom. This could be played on percussion or a timbale, but all I did to get the sound was just crank up a 10-inch tom. Nice work, my dudes. Definitely have a listen to the whole album and let me know how you get on with the grooves, man. If you do go and learn any of the tracks and you upload a video of you playing them, I would love to see it, man. You can tag me up on Instagram at @DrumHubTuition. And if you're digging the videos, hit the button to join the Wednesday crew, man. I'll see you next week.